All right, so let's continue. We implemented the login on the server and the client for the local strategy. Let's test this. Let's see where we are so far. Let's restart the server, and it's giving us some error messages. Let's see, user service, authenticate of undefined, authenticate passport. Did I not load passport? Oh, I loaded it below it. There we go. I'll restart that. All right, and on the client side, we're going to do start ng-serve to start the Angular client. And that's going to start listening at 4200. So we have localhost 4200. There we are. If we go to login, okay, there's our login page, which is going to use our new post. So if we go at the network and we do login, it gives a 500. All right, let's see what the server is saying. Local strategy says user service, user. Oh, we must have misspelled something. Okay, so there's user, and this is password right there. Okay, let's restart the server. Let's try that again. But it looks like it's coming here, right? It is being intercepted by passport. Let's refresh. Try it again. Okay, we'll go in here. Let's put a breakpoint right there. See if we're getting a user. And the user comes back as a model, so that looks like it's promising. It's gonna notify the done, and presumably is then gonna come to our login function somewhere here. Where is it? It should be sent over there. Let's see. There it is. There's our request.user object, which is the currently logged in user. Okay, which is Alicia Wonderland. All right, so it found it, and it's going to send it back to the client. Right, the client found it, and indeed we are being sent to the profile page. Okay. Notice that presumably we should be also we notice that even though I'm logged in, notice that if I restart the server, I can still navigate to the profile page even though I'm not logged in. Okay, so what we'd like to be able to do is to protect the profile page. But before we do that, we can enhance the profile page or the profile component to use our shared service that we implemented a little earlier. Right. So let's inject that into the constructor. So private shared service, because the shared service should have the currently logged in user, right, that is coming in because we just logged in, correct? So that's a shared service. There it is. Right. So as we come in here, and we can in the init, right? Notice that it's going to try and find user by service, by ID from a user ID that we don't have, right? Because we're not passing in a user ID. We don't have that, right? Nevertheless, we do have the shared service, shared service.user, right? And let's just console that, console.log. Let's see what that does. So here's profile, and oops, are we hitting it? Let's see the network, Did we log in? Or did I restart the server? I forget. Okay, there's the user, and sending back the user. And oh, it's still pending. What's this? User API. Oh, right. Yeah. So this one is that was us trying to go and find the user by ID, but we don't have a user ID, right? That's why. So let's turn that off for now in the profile because we don't have that anymore. Okay. So let's return this. Let's remove this for a second. And let's log in. And that's going out to the server, comes back, finds the login user, and we're logged in successfully, right? And it returns the object that was sent over. And what are all these errors? All right, I gotta look at those errors. But notice that this is the ID, right? This is the shared user, right? That is coming over, and we can actually display it here. We can say we can set it. Let's see. Can we set it? We can say this dot user equal shared user. Can we do that? Let's see if it complains. Oh, probably it's not the correct data type. Yeah, it doesn't like it. I guess we can set user name is dot username maybe. Let's see. Property username is property. We don't have username here. I thought there was a username here. Yeah, it is a string. And username is not a string. That dot user dot username, really? Maybe you're right. Right, there has to be a username, right? Wait, what did the console say? I need to log in, right? I need to log in. There's my object. There is my username. There it is. Username Alice. Why does it not want it to say? This username is a string. Username is a string, and this is not a string? Username does not exist. Oh, it's complaining here about it doesn't know what's in there. Right. So in the component, we should be able to display the username. Just the username here. That one, ng model username. So let's see, can we display this username? Does not exist on type string. Property. Oh, it thinks that that's a string. User. Why does it think that this is a user? Oh, because it was declared as a string. Okay. Right, can I say, just say any? Alice, there it is. Okay, we got the username there. All right, as a shared object. All right, so what we like to focus on is now protecting the profile. It should not let me go in there, right, unless I am actually logged in, right? So to do that, first let's make sure that we can actually log out. So let's implement logout first. Let's see, where do we have logout here? Logout. Let's do that first. So let's on the server side, let's listen for an incoming post to log out. So let's go on the server side, and let's add a post to log out. There it is. And to implement it, we're going to be listening for that logout request, right? And we're going to simply use the logout function that Passport added there. Passport adds all these API functions to the request, right, to be able to interact with Passport and tell it what the life cycle is of the current user. We're going to log them out, and it's going to come back with a 200 saying, yes, I was successful logging you out. I want to tie this to the profile HTML. We're going to add to the logout. We're going to add a logout button here. Or just instead of update, we're going to add a logout button at the bottom. Saying that we want to log out. And this is going to say log out. And we're going to turn it red. So this is danger. And we're going to implement it in the component. Right here. We're going to say log out. Implement it in the service. There's going to be this dot user service dot logout, which doesn't exist right now. So let's implement it in the user service. Let's implement the logout here. So there's going to be logout. Oops. Which is going to be a URL. Again, going out to logout. We're going to post there. We're going to pass in the credentials true. We're going to post it. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to post to that logout, to the URL. We don't need a credential. We're just going to pass in some empty object. We don't really need to pass any data. I'm going to pass the options, and it's going to respond with JSON. And here on the component, we're just going to subscribe to that, and this is going to come back as a status. And the only thing we really should do is that since you are currently logged out, we're just going to kick you back to the login page, right? And I think I already have that code somewhere here. So return status, router, we're just going to navigate to the login page. And I think we already have router here, do we? Route, I think it's just route. Oh, we don't have route. We don't have route in the profile? I guess we don't. We need a router here, right? So let's bring it in, private router of type router. Is it router? Cannot find router. No? Router, would it be here? Router? Oops, router. Okay, router. And then we can say just navigate. Commands login. All right. Okay, so let's try that. I think that's it. Let's restart the server. And if let's log in first as Alice. So we're logged in as Alice, and we click on logout, and it didn't work. Why are you not logging out? What are all these errors? Property username. Why are you not logging out? Error, blah, 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 JSON, yada, yada, yada. Is it going out to the server? Log out. It did go out to the server. The server responded with an OK. Okay, let's step through this. Where are you? We're not sending in response on the server side. Yeah, no, that's correct. Oh, JSON, okay. Right. So on the, you mean here, right? So it's not JSON. Just return the response. Let's Try it again. Alice logout. Okay, there we go. Right, we log out, and so if we go to profile, notice that the current user is no longer there, right? But it's still letting us go to the profile. We haven't yet protected the profile yet, right? We just made the current user invalid, right? So let's now protect the profile page.